Buenos nachos, amigos, and welcome to another fine episode of Hallyujuku. I am Petey Rave, your man with no plan. Here with me, as always, is my friend Brandon Cooper, aka King Kaz. How you doing, Kaz?
I'm doing exceptionally well. I'm struggled in the whatever we like to call our show because I could not find music, and I just I'm an open book. I want you people to know these things. Sometimes you struggle in the streets.
The struggle is real. Hashtag the struggle. Bring a new hashtag in our podcast. And of course, speaking of our what we like to do at the beginning of every episode, we also like to we like to check in with each other, see what music has caught our attention, see what music we'd like to bring forward and tell each other about. Kaz, what music has brought your attention this week?
With our year kind of coming close to an end, not officially over, but we're getting there. I figured I'd go ahead and do some Korean hip hop and promote Year of the Rapper some more. And as soon as I find the goddamn tab that my music is in, so one of me and PD's favorite groups that we can never get enough of is Lee Song, featuring Gary and Gil, Gary respectively of Running Man, which we is how we kind of came across Gary, which led us to Lee Song, his group with his friend Gil, and they make some amazing fucking hip hop, like hands down, like you can't say that they don't. And the stuff that they do is just really, really good. And me and PD have talked extensively on the way that Gary composes his lyrics and the way he and the type of lyricist that he is. It's just so smooth that it has this thing sometimes where it almost transcends the language, and the feeling that is in the words just hit you automatically. And I know that's like some like really high tone to something, like I sound like I'm talking out of my ass, but I'm serious. Like there are things that Gary does sometimes that it just hits you, and this is one of those songs, Tears, or as PD, when he looked up the translation for it, eye water.
I just looked at it, I was like, I know mood is water. I was like, and I think just from here, our boy Taeyong's songs, Eyes, Nose, Lips, I'm pretty sure I know what eyes is. So noon, mood, eye water.
Yeah. So this is just a really, really, really good song by them, featuring Young.
Eugene. I think just Eugene.
Eugene.
See ya.
Eugene. Yeah. Eugene is probably how it would be said. Eugene. Which is from a group that I don't know.
Yeah.
So that means that's going to be something we have forward to looking into, because that's how it works, Mm-hmm. You hear a song from an artist that you know, and it makes you look into a song from an artist that you don't, because they're featured on it. How we found Gaelic and other people that we like. But yeah, so that's Lee Sung's Tears. Such a good song. Please definitely go listen to it. Go listen to all Lee Sung stuff, and definitely go check out Gary's album. Another artist that I have come to know, I kind of equate him to like Old Dirty Bastard. And as Petey said, that Mob Deep beat that he's using here. YDG, a really, really good Korean hip hop artist who's been in the game for a while. And this is his song Ja Ja Ja, featuring a group and another person that me and PD have talked to Steph a lot about on the show this year, Dynamic Duo and Crush.
Uh-huh.
And this is so classic hip hop, a classic hip hop beat, and just like kind of a classic rap style.
Yeah. It's very evocative. Like I said, there's a reason. It's a very similar style in the beat. I mean, the first things you hear are the kind of those piano sounds. If you remember, Mobb Deep's contribution to the Getting Up soundtrack. Ain't no such things as halfway crooks. But it's very kind of that cool New York style beat. evocative of that, and all of these guys can flow so really well, and it's really cool, and it has that really cool evocative kind of that kind of sound and style.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy more and more that I learn about Korean hip hop, and for a while I was almost worried about how locked into 90s hip hop it is, to like 90s American hip hop it is, but the kind of foundation of it is locked into that, but there's so much more creativity that grows upon that they use and do a lot of things with from artists that we really like, YDG, Dynamic Duo, Tableau, all those kind of people, Epic High, which is Tableau's group, and it just is so, like it just invokes like the old school of smooth R&B and kind of all that stuff.
All those people. I still say, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If we can get Jay Park to just move in and replace Chris Brown and everything, we'd be better off as a universe.
Like, I've been chanting "You're the Rapper." Petey's thing for this year is replace Chris Brown with Jay Park.
Exactly. Like, that's my thing. Like, we can get a guy that does exactly the same things, the fantastic R&B music, the honestly probably better rapper than Chris Brown, which is not saying much, but gets exactly all the same genres, all the same styles, but he isn't a girlfriend beating scumbag. Yeah. He's thirsty as all hell, but he's not a girlfriend beating scumbag. So he's automatically better.
Now, like I said, I struggled today finding songs. And there's been one song since watching the Korean hip hop kind of, I don't know what to really call it, I guess American Idol show, Show Me the Money, and listening to more Doki music, who is somebody we've talked about a lot on the show for having really good songs. But this is a song by Quiet, who's on Doki's label Illionaire. It's kind of evocative of just everything we know of current hip hop. But it's still stuck in my head. Yeah,
it's just like, why is this stuck in my head? Like, the ratchetry of it all.
Yeah. So if you're into the kind of ratchet hip hop music, this is something for you to check out. It doesn't full on resonate with me, but this is definitely a song that if it comes on, you're kind of like, I'm in the car by myself, turn it up, 2 Chainz and Rolling.
It's like that kind of like, oh, it's ridiculous, it's dumb, but it's fun, and it's a song that you haven't heard a billion times already from somebody else playing it. So you can kind of, okay, this is my little, I get to enjoy it, which is another aspect, I think, of East Asian kind of pop music, where we get to kind of have all the fun of pop music, but it's not something we've been force-fed a billion times before, and we don't have to listen to the dumb lyrics, so we can just kind of enjoy it. This is our little thing. We get to enjoy the fun of that, but without the,
which is what I love about any of Jay Park's ratchet stuff, right? You can you can be like, hey, it sounds like 2 Chainz or fucking Young Jeezy songs or stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, but I know it's just fun for Jay Park, whereas they're boasting something, and it could be fun sometimes. There's some Young Jeezy songs that I enjoy for the fun of it. And, but that's just what it is. Like, it's not a song I'm necessarily going to put in my playlist, but it's a song that, like, for those odd times where I'm just like, God damn, I just need something to, like, pick me up. 2 Chainz and Rollies, Taekwondo, fucking those songs are just those songs that I'm going to throw on for that kind of fun moment.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. Enjoying some fun music. Well, that's what music is about, really. And it's so much fun because we both know people who listen to this type of music and who do that on a regular
Right.
basis. And it's like from
But
two different cities. It's like it's this, and we know it.
yeah,
But this is our little piece of it.
I think that video we were supposed to make last year or this year at ASIN, we have to now make two versions of. And it's the one with the 2NE1 song, and then now the one with this song. Just
Yeah. Oh my god. But moving on from the Ratchetry to something completely different. Some of the songs that come my
completely different.
some cool songs. One thing, I'm bringing back the Love X Stereo because I still say that they're my favorite. They really are my favorite musical thing to come out of Korea so far of my experience. That I'm a Soan, I'm a Blackjack. I love all the K-pop stuff, and we can talk about all that. But my actual musical favorite, something that's going to stick with me for a while, is Love X Stereo. And they kind of relatively new song that they premiered on Balcony TV. They performed live, and it's actually a really cool performance. Hide and Seek. It's really cool sound. It's that Love X Stereo 90s alternative like synth pop sound. And it's really sung well. Annie has a fantastic voice. I adore her. It's a really fun song. And you got a chance to listen to a little bit of it. Did you dig it as well?
Yeah, I'm not as big of a fan of Love X Stereo as you are, but the stuff that you give me that you're like, hey, listen to this from them. Hey, listen to this from them. Hey, this, like, I really, really enjoy it. And this is just another one that, like you said, that electronic pop kind of synth sound, like, I really enjoyed it. It's really good.
Yeah, if you're not aware, kind of Love X Stereo, I think you can look at a past episode when I've talked about him. Go to the Airs episode. There's when I mainly talked about it. Or you can check out the episode of Record Breakers where I brought out kind of all their EPs, and we actually kind of went through it, and we talked about it at length and how, kind of all of what make up their sound. You can kind of get an idea. But check it out. Yeah, this is a really cool song. It's very cool vocally, and I like what they do musically. I mean, looking up kind of the instrumentation, Soul usually playing bass back there, kind of going from the marambas to those big like drum things. Which is cool, and it's just a cool track, and I love X Stereo, and I want to see them live. I want to go hang out with them and like see them live and hug Toby. Just hug Toby's face. that dude back there. But yeah, go check out Love X Stereo. It is good for you, and tastes good too. But moving on to something else that caught my attention. If you have not been living under a rock, you know the song "Some" by Soyu and Jungkook. It is the single most downloaded K-pop song in 2014. Single most streamed song in 2014 by a long shot. It is while we were talking about, Mr. Senior Shide's Mr. and 21's Crush and, your Balasas and your BAPs and your, EXOs. This song was slaying, the music, shows. This song was like killing the music charts. This is the song everybody was actually listening to over there in Korea. It is a fantastic, fun song. Well, Soyu, or as the kids on the internet like to call her, Slay You, is back with a new collab. Of course, Soyu being of Sistar. This time with, I think, indie legends in their own right, Urban Zacapa, very well respected group. Two guys from Urban Zacapa with The Space Between, and it's basically exactly what you would expect from a Soyu collab. Similar. If you like Some, you like this song, and it's already achieved an all kill on the charts. And chances are this is basically going to dominate just like the other song. And it actually is a pretty cool song and a fun video. Just like Some.
All right, so they're both really similar video styles. There's just kind of some differences, but they're kind of similarly shot, and they're these both of miscommunications between people, and stuff. And they're both just what I like to call, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I mean this in a good way, as bad as it's going to sound. They're both disgustingly cute, right? Where it just is like, oh my god, can this? It's not gonna get cuter than it. Oh, it does. Oh god. Oh, like it's so cute, it makes you cringe. Like you're just like, oh no, like and they kind of both videos kind of roll out in this style of almost like a style of a Korean drama in a sense of like just weird communication. Oh, then are they going to be together? Are they not going to be together? Oh, they're together. Like, and it's just those things that we come to know from this kind of style. But they're both really good songs, and it's kind of why they are slaying.
Yeah. Why Soyu kind of dominates. She knows who to pick to collaborate with for her singles, and if she picks them, but whoever is in the decision-making process knows exactly who to have her collaborate with to kind of dominate domestically. Like, this is going to dominate domestically. Like, if you look at the views on this video, it's only got 200,000 views. Other music videos, Super Junior has like 11 million views. They all are going to do well internationally and with fandoms that view YouTube videos, but this is going to actually get played at coffee shops and get played on, soundtracks and, getting played on movies and background sound music. This is going to make the money. This is going to make the money and get into people's ears and get played on the radio. And for good reason. It's really well done. And Soyu's singing voice is just fantastic. And there's nothing that like Soyu and Hyorin are like the complete package. I mean, as much of a Son as I am, they're fantastic singers. They do enough dancing. They're gorgeous, and they're great on variety shows. Like, period. They're great on every variety show that they're on. So it's like, fantastic stuff from Sistar. Looking forward to that. But this is a fantastic song. But moving on to another track. To kind of finish off, another cool new release. Ailey, our girl, who I adore, is mostly just as the person, putting on a new track. It basically putting out exactly what you come to expect from Ailey, but it's very kind of fierce. She's doing her fierce song now. She always alternates between her fierce songs, her fierce Beyonce-esque songs, and her, OST ballads. She always goes back and forth. And this time it's fierce time. Let's get sassy, with her song "Don't Touch Me." It's very kind of piano Brit pop. She does well. And the song is really cool, and I like it. It's very much. It's not anything you wouldn't expect from Ailey if you've heard "You and I" and a few other songs, but it's done really well. I don't know. What did you get an impression of the song? What did you think of of Ailey's new jam?
I definitely agree with the Brit pop kind of the style of it, where because it kind of has the piano that's keeping the upbeat, then the beat picks up, but it doesn't necessarily change. I like the song overall. The video was a bit much. It was almost T-Ara level of just
like quite.
Okay, yeah. Well, they're not quite, because that T-Ara video is something.
We'll talk about that T-Ara video.
It's a creature of its own. But I just mean there's a lot of cuts. There's a lot of. There's no real focus, except for Ailey. Ailey is the focus. Well, okay. I fucking see, kids. That's called solving your own issues. Where you go, this is a thing, and then you answer your own thing.
Yes, the focus pretty much is on Ailey, and everything about the song and the video is all right. Ailey, do your thing. And it's like, all right, I'm gonna do my thing. And then she does her thing, and she kind of holds the song and the video up pretty well, because she's she kind of has those skills. She has that really cool charisma about her, and that's kind of what I love. Like it's not the most adventurous song. It's not the most wildly new song, but it's pop music. It doesn't have to be. They tee it up for her, and she kind of knocks it out of the park. And it does really well, and I think it stacks up really well. I think even better than You and I. The one disappointment I had is they did the teaser picture where they had her she had a kind of a short pixie haircut, and it turns out that she wasn't going to have a short pixie haircut in any point of this video or song or promotion or anything. I'm like, she looked adorable in that really short hair. And no, it's just that was all false advertising. It's like, God damn it! Bring in the pixie haircut to K-pop. Not leave Ion Woju of Bebop and Amber the only short-haired girls in K-pop. Let's spread out some more fun. But other than that, it was pretty much a solid offering from Alien. I really dug it. But that is it for what we've been listening to this week. We're going to go over to our headlines. Speaking of getting ratchet and turned up, we're going to do our headlines right now. So join us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our headlines, some topical topics to discuss, and some happenings and goings-on for this week. So let's just dive right in. First up, Julien Kang had a hell of a night in Gangnam this week.
Putting Gangnam on the map.
He apparently got drunk.
Hold on. Okay.
Wander around in the streets in his underwear.
As a person who gets drunk pretty often, that's not drunk. He got obliterated. Okay. He WMDs over here. Yes.
There's something, and I brought this article just because there's something beautiful about the 1,000-yard stare. Though you can't necessarily see it, but you can almost feel it on his face on that picture right there in the article. That 1,000-yard stare. I tried to drink with Koreans, kind of like, why did I do that? These people are pros. It's like, you don't try to hang with Russians or Koreans when it comes to drinking.
Also, for those who don't know, Julien is is he American? No.
He's half French, half Korean.
Canadian Korean.
Like Canadian Korean, like French Canadian and whatnot. He's French television actor and model, born in Saint-Pierre and Miquelon, an overseas French territory off the coast of Canada. So he's French. He's French. And to a Korean father and a French mother. Julien Kang. His brother is Dennis Kang, big time MMA fighter. Julien Kang is also about 6'4", 200 pounds. So knowing that, that it took some drinking to get him. Like, he's got a whole lot of body to process process alcohol. Like, so to get him to where he's in that parental advisory t-shirt with his arm through the head hole, or his head. I don't know if his head is through the armhole.
I don't know. But I love the thing at the party, but at the bottom, fucking toga party, bro.
Oh, this is such a beautiful thing. And then the video of him kind of like just sadly being escorted to the police car.
I have been obliterated a few times in my life. Okay. but it has never gotten to this. Like, it has never gotten, like, no, I've been there. I've been where he is, but I have never taken my clothes off. I've been there. Actually, now that I think about it, I've been there in Korea. Because I also tried to hang with Koreans and army kids. So, like,
Bad idea.
Here's the thing, right? When I get drunk, I get more calm. I don't get, like, hype, right? So that makes Koreans and army kids go, oh, he's not drunk enough yet. Here, have a humjua. And I'm like, what's a humjua? And they're like, just drink it. And then there's a fucking establishment of shots lined across a bar and then lit on fire. And then the bartender just looks at me and goes, go. Like, all right, let's go. We're doing this. And it's just, and I went through that. And right after that, right, I was gone to the world. But to everyone else, all I did was I stood up, took all the shots, and then I sat down calmly and was like, okay. And they were like, there were some whispers in Korean and some whispers in English, and then some convergence of Korean and English, and then back and focus on me, and then it was just like, yeah, all right, let's go to the club. And then at the club, I fucking exploded. Okay, like, there is a fucking toilet, a sink, and a fucking urinal somewhere in Korea that I am sorry about. Like, because I didn't even know that there was that much vomit in me that could come out that I fucking threw up in 3 different fucking objects.
Yes. Oh,
and then
God.
proceeded to argue with my girlfriend at the time when we got to the hotel that I didn't have the key that I had.
Oh, it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
of
so
course,
I know how Julien is feeling.
yeah, you know how Julien is feeling. Of course, more importantly to, as in the article says, most importantly to Koreans, he tested negative for quote unquote real drugs. So he didn't have quite drugs in his system. So he just, he just got drunk.
Bro. Bro.
According to the representative, he said he was in a club with an acquaintance and someone he wasn't familiar with gave him a drink. Next thing he knew, he had lost control. As far as we are concerned, the case is now closed. If we come across any libelous reports on this story, we will take legal action. Also, they had insisted that he didn't walk around in his underwear. But I don't know what those are then.
Hold on. They gave him a drink. Can we come back to the picture? That is more than a drink. I've had people give me a drink in my life. That's not a drink.
Yeah.
That's a few motherfucking drinks.
Yeah. I'm going to go with this commenter. The turn up is real.
Yeah.
Thank you, William Love. Yeah.
He was officially part of the team turn up.
Yeah. Good on you, Julien Kang.
Can I also say that I love that somebody in the comments linked to the FEMM Whiplash video?
Oh yeah, it was like, fuck all that. Fuck this shit. FEMM dropped a new music video, and we'll talk about it shortly.
Right. We're coming up on that.
But but first of all, God bless you, Julien Kang. But first of all, let's move on to some other kind of cool headlines. We finally kind of got some word on Nicole, she formerly of T-Ara, on her plans for her actual comeback. You know, we've talked about kind of her preparations, the kind of what she's been doing, you know, kind of living her life, actually living like a normal freaking human being, and kind of also at the same time working with really cool choreographers in New York, and kind of really kind of honing her craft, kind of training, practicing, doing some cool stuff. She's finally kind of under negotiations, working on, you know, decided on an agency. So a really cool, interesting part is that she's coming from DSP to B2M Entertainment, the same path that you know, veterans of K-pop will know as the same path as Lee Hyori, our girl, the one that I love the most ever.
Hyori.
Lee Hyori. Backwards is still Lee Hyori. Nicole Jones kind of going from Kara and DSP over to B2M and working in kind of preparing her solo comeback. It's hard to really expect much, have any kind of specific expectations, but what were your impressions of kind of her coming from DSP to B2M, and what are your hopes, knowing the talent that is B2M, specifically, it's the same label with Eric Nam, Spica, Ihyori, quite a few others, quite a few talent people. What are your thoughts and your expectations?
My kind of like hope and expectation is just that she gets to have the creativity that holds, or that promises, and that all this hype, basically, because that's really what it's been in all these videos that we've seen, all the videos of her dancing, all this other stuff that we've seen and have been talking about, and all this shit that's going on, like, actually leads to something. So we know that B2M, for most part, is a pretty good creative place because of all the people that you just named, especially Ihyori. So I just hope that she gets to go over there and they have the creative force to help her stand out the way that she's hopefully looking to do, like not just be another solo artist singer that's gonna fall to the wayside. Because right now that area of solo female singers just kind of starting to fill up, And we got people fighting for that Beyonce spot. So it's interesting because they say in the article, and it's been something that keeps being repeated, that it said that she's going to have a performance appeal that would dub her as the second Ihyori, which is kind of a lofty goal. That's a lofty goal, but she's with the people that I think would poise her as that. The B2M as a label. She's going to be represented by her former manager, somebody who was already used to work with DSP and Kara. And it's going to be interesting, and it's going to be cool, and I hope for the best for her, and that'll mean she's going to go back to being on variety shows, and that's cool. Because she's awesome on variety shows. Though they did update saying that B2M Entertainment said that she hasn't signed with them yet. But hopefully they're still in negotiations. Hopefully things work out. She's somebody to nab, and hopefully they're giving her exactly what they need to hook her in. So that's going to be a good thing. That's going to be really cool. But moving on to another girl group with T-Ara. T-Ara had finally kind of released. We talked about recently with the plans to release kind of remixes of the recent single "Sugar Free." And if there were any doubts, like of what I said, that they were going for a club banger, their doubts are thrown away by the wayside with this one video for one of the particular mixes. By DJ Ferry is the particular mix, the EDM Club edition. They have a music video, and it's also the lyrics are primarily in English too, which is another really cool, interesting thing. And it is very much an EDM sound, and it's very much that's the goal. But they do a really good job, and actually, it was actually fun to kind of just jam to, and. Like we said before, this is going to be the goal. This is getting out to all the DJs, because I think this is so. What this is part of is a full remix album of Sugar Free, 16 tracks, 8 versions of the song by various DJs and EDM artists, both in predominantly English and entirely Korean versions for each track, including the original version.
uh, including an English version of the original version. And it's a digital only release as far as the rest of the public, and the physical CDs are purely a promotional release, at least from what I've seen from rumors. So this is for the DJs. This is a release for the DJs. This is going out to clubs and for the DJs. Kaz, what was your impression of this particular mix and kind of the hopes of what that creates for them?
So I was saying to you when we were kind of reading through the articles that it was like I enjoyed this. I like it. I'm not the biggest fan of EDM. I'm not the biggest club goer in the world, and I know kind of EDM house music, house trance music is kind of dominating clubs, so to speak, as kind of the go-to get people up, get people dancing kind of music. And I generally like what I hear, and it's fun. And hearing this is definitely something I am kind of expecting to hear at, kind of the raves at at the next anime conventions that we go to and stuff like that. Like, I'm kind of expecting to hear this. And even the song itself was a really good kind of club song in itself. So I think this is kind of a smart tactic to broaden them to the world, because EDM is this thing that is really universal around the world. A lot of play in Europe, a lot of play here in America as well. So it's a really smart move, I think, to broaden that horizon and kind of open ears to the T-Ara sound, and then slowly kind of move in with some of their other stuff. So I'm kind of liking to see how this is going to go. And like you said, even the idea of doing some of the songs in English, always a great idea to do that. The only thing that I thought of that kind of made me sad, and this is so well up over the fence as into the realm of reality of to how I got to this train of thought, but it's because of as the kids like to say, my bias. I wish sometimes that YG had this mindset of what you really should be doing with your groups. Now, fucking Big Bang, no worries in the world. As soon as they whisper album into the streets, like, you were like, whoa, a new Big Bang album? Did you hear that? I heard that. Like, I just wish that excitement still existed for 2NE1. Yeah. I feel like we're slowly losing that grip on 2NE1 and what they're supposed to be, and kind of that consistent pace of 2NE1, where they were kind of supposed to be a mirror set of Big Bang, and there can almost go a week where you don't hear something involving someone in Big Bang. Usually on the good, there have been some bad, but there usually doesn't go a week in that music news cycle where you don't hear something involved a member of Big Bang, musically, acting wise, movie wise, something, fashion wise.
Usually it's just, at least if nothing else, G-Dragon somewhere being photographed in front, next to a runway somewhere, looking at some models, like, as an invited guest. So it's like, yeah. And
that's what I felt like that was that same thing we were going to get from 2NE1. And I feel like we're getting to this point where everyone else is passing them. And I feel like, everyone else has these really great ideas and concepts of what they want to do. T-Ara has this really good concept that I think is really smart. We talked the other week of what Spica was doing in coming to America, going to the anime conventions and the K-pop conventions, and talking about releasing songs in English and all this other kind of stuff. And it's just like, I feel like everybody else is making these forefronts that 2NE1 was supposed to have made already. And that's bias talk for you for a little bit. But back to T-Ara, I'm excited to see what this is going to entail, as long as they can stick with it, because kind of the Korean music thing, they give up on that outreach to other places really quick sometimes and move on to the next idea, when I think you kind of got to stick the course a little bit. So if they stick with this and this kind of moves along and this does something, I think it could be a really good way to open up ears. to T-Ara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a really cool track and outright. But back to Sugar Free. This article also has another fun part to it, which is the Sugar Free original video. Somebody went ahead. In fact, Zulu Louie went ahead and actually, God bless this person. God's blessed this person for actually taking the time to do this. I can't imagine this person can he or she can see very well at this point. She must. I'm gonna think. I imagine a person that completely cockeyed, like just. I was like.
I'm pretty sure they slowed the video down. I'm pretty sure they got hold of the video, put it into a video editor, slowed it down a bit, and went through the cuts. You know.
Oh yeah. To be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but god damn it, the dedication. But they went ahead and counted every single transition and cut in the T-Ara video. Every single one of them, and it's fascinating watching the counter go up. Like because we could talk about that. Wow, the T-Ara videos have a lot of cuts in them, and they're kind of frantic and they kind of transition really fast, and they don't really stick to one shot. But it's quite another thing when it actually gets put into numbers. Like, look at that. Yeah. And it is, I don't know, like, did you enjoy this video? What was your impression of seeing this video? What was your feeling actually seeing the numbers rise that quickly?
I was surprised that it wasn't in the thousands. Like, no, I'm totally serious. Like, I really thought it was going to be in the thousands. And the thing that I really, 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 really appreciate of this is if you jump straight to the end, is the totals and counters, right? So you have your total cuts, your cuts per second. Your holds on shots, right? So how long a shot is actually there, and then the longest one shot. Which I would love for somebody to go do a fucking EXO video. See how long a one shot is in there, right? And all this is really fascinating.
The entirety of Urarang is one shot.
Right. All this is really fascinating to me because I'm getting a lot into photography, which kind of slowly leads into filmmaking and all those kind of things. And I don't feel as bad for the person who went through this and made this thing for us, like how many cuts in how many seconds and all this stuff. You know who I feel bad for? It's the person who edited this. Right? Because what you then have to realize, right, is each cut into something is probably a recording of the whole song, right? They sit on that, they do the dance, they record the whole song unless they specifically know what parts they want to get to, right? They generally record the whole song in that part, come back, okay, change costumes, do the dance again, go through it, record the whole song again, boom, we got that, go, okay, now we have our singles or whatever, all right, get to the part in her song where it's her single, we're going to give a little bit of a lead up, boom, recorded that through, then somebody has to take all of that footage and turn it into this that has 671 cuts in it. That is a lot of sitting there with your mouse or a tablet and just like there. All right, yeah, okay, that. Okay, that. All right. Well, we're gonna take from that, cut that, add that. Boom. Okay, wait, all right, hold on. Now we're gonna cut this in. Okay, stop. All right, yeah, okay, yeah, cut that. All right, cut from there. All right, wait, I need that other video. All right, cool. Line that, like, put that in a timeline, cut that part out, drop that into your timeline. Like, God, like, the fucking cuts and then drops in the timelines that I'm just thinking about that happened in Premiere. Like, Jesus Christ.
The mind boggles. Like, even though, especially those little parts.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine? It's like, I've never even been in Premiere. I edit these videos in a free copy of Hit Film Express when they did the free giveaway thing, and even I've given up. I barely edit these videos. Like I put in the headlines video and the audio. Put in do I have to make a new thing
Right.
for the Hallyujuku talks? Damn it, I do. Put that and then I'm done.
Right. But to think about the person that had to sit there and take probably 10, 12, 13 cuts of a video and turn that into one cut of a video involving like so many it's like, oh, I'm gonna take a part from there, I'm gonna take a part from there, I'm gonna like, just to think about that, like, for anybody who's done any video editing ever in their life, like I also have done a little bit of video editing, and I'm just like, oh god, I have to make a title, oh god, like Jesus Christ. Like, oh god, man, that 10-second video was hard to make. Like, just like, give respect to the editors, ladies and gentlemen. Like, oh my god,
this is so clever.
Yeah.
But goddamn it, CCM. Let's hold on some shots. Not too many cuts. Maybe not so much a cut, a beat. Maybe a cut of a bar. Maybe a cut a bar rather than a cut of every beat. Yeah, you can transition between bars. You don't have to You don't have to induce a seizure every time you make a music video. Gosh darn it. Speaking of long cuts, we're going to move on to our next video. A cool new release. So we've chronicled quite a few times on this show a group that we've really been fascinated, really been kind of enamored with, a group that we've kind of dug wholeheartedly. By the name of FEMM, getting into the Juku aspect of our show. FEMM, Far East mentioned mannequins. They've been releasing music videos with the quickness, like basically every week or every other week, just releasing a whole new video. And they've kind of wrapped up this cycle of videos, which is going to culminate this Wednesday, October 1st, with the release of their full album, Femmization. They put their
getting that as soon as it drops.
Yes, me too. Dropped the final music video of the cycle, Whiplash. And speaking of bangers, this is the ultimate banger. This is they really kind of drop them, just like this is the mic drop video, and it's fantastic. I mean, how fantastic is this video, Kaz?
It's fun. It's not my favorite FEMM song, but the video is goddamn fun. Like the mindfuck in kind of the beginning part, and just how much like awesome camera work goes into this, and choreography is really, really good.
Yeah, they do the nice long shot from the beginning, and how and the whole, like, we'd mentioned the EXO's edit on the fact that it's all one shot, and the choreography's tight, the kind of setups of the different parts of the video, kind of transition points, like the camera movement, like we're upside down at some point, they're getting up, that they transition over to a different shot. They move all around the set. You kind of, you see the setup of every shot, but it's still so super seamless. Even with kind of, seeing the setup, and it fits the tut voguing, like, for goodness sake. The tut voguing is ridiculous and awesome, and like, dude, the background dancers.
If they have any mindset, they are going to be the most amazing thing to see live.
Yeah.
There's going to be so much fucking fun. It's just going to be like a crazy epic ass thing.
Yeah.
Like, that is just going to be so much fun.
Yeah, it's just so really cool. And that'd be so awesome. And like, the video is so cool. It wraps up a kind of a set of they put together 14 music videos in the span of these past 7 months. Like I said, every other week they basically put out a new music video. And it was also super smart, full music videos on YouTube for everyone to see, not just half music videos so you can sell a fucking DVD. God damn it, J-pop, seriously. Uh, And I mean, it pretty much sums it up. This, the Asian Junkie, pretty much, like always, they do a good sum up of this. Basically, it's evidence that J-pop can be really awesome. Like if the companies actually put effort into it. Like there's a lot of great J-pop. Like when they try, they can do really good stuff, and they can reach internationally if they want to. The only problem is they don't really want to. Like, that's the tough part. It's like, hey, we really want to be into your stuff, and their answer is like, okay, fuck you. It's like, we don't care. That's nice. No, we don't care. It's like, the only exceptions obviously being Kyary Pamyu, who is big domestically and internationally. Coincidence. And AKB48, who are big domestically and internationally.
And oh my god, this is no, Baby Metal,
who are big domestically and internationally. Well, I don't know if domestically, but definitely big internationally. Who it's like. They if you want it, it's there. You can actually, and it doesn't cost extra money. Like, it's not even like a thing that they should have to aim for. Like we said before, trying to reach Western audiences is not something you really want to invest a lot of money into unless it's a sure thing. But don't actively avoid it like they always do. Like, put your stuff on YouTube. Let people go out and check it out, and let people discover it and enjoy it, and discover the music and enjoy the music and kind of get into it, in more markets than just domestically. Kind of get past kind of the old ways of doing things and see the kind of, it doesn't cost you money. YouTube is free, all you got to do is upload the videos on YouTube, and that's it. In fact, they pay you if your stuff is popular enough, that you can advertise on your music videos. That's a revenue stream right there. Like, for goodness sake, there's your revenue stream. But it's really cool. But yeah, FEMM, more awesomeness from them, and we're gonna get that album as soon as it drops. Though we've heard every song, but doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
It's still fantastic, and exactly
that's an insta buy, dude. Like, there's no way around that. I have enjoyed their fucking shit so much that like there's no way that I'm not gonna buy that shit.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and like I said, if they start playing live, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing. But hopefully they won't have to do crazy things to make their live shows. As we move on to the last of our articles, and more about the craziness of the industry and the craziness of the schedules. 52 charged with illegal vehicle modifications. 26 idle vans averaged 11 plus speeding tickets. 52 individuals were recently charged by police for illegally modifying vehicles, and a whole bunch of them were connected to the entertainment industry. The vehicles had siren lights attached so they could speed through traffic, and they helped idle speed to and from events. Let's let that roam through. They installed fake siren lights. Because they got to make that show in Busan in 3 hours, even though they're in Seoul and it takes 4 hours, 5 hours to get there. Because that's when they called it's all, you name a group and they're mentioned in this quote here.
Well, yeah, let's mention some of them that have been 4 Minute, T-Ara, Sisters, Secret, Infinite, Kara, Speed. I don't know. Boyfriend.
Speed, Boyfriend, the kind of boy groups. Again, there's more boy groups. Have been caught for speeding before. Road manager installed illegal sirens and light bars and sped after chasing other cars on the road to the side. Just running people off the road because they got to make their schedule. Seriously, how does nobody realize how fucked up this is?
I'm pretty sure people realize how fucked up it is, but I'm pretty sure the necessity for money and making that show and them thinking that they're bigger than the law outweighs any kind of what they thought liability was.
Yeah, it's he can't help it, and there's been times, and they've mentioned there've been times that they've had to they've been speeding back and forth between Seoul and Busan, 4 events in a single day. Back and forth between Seoul and Busan. You normally have to take a train to go to Busan. That's a trip. You go to Busan from Seoul to spend the day there and spend the night. That's not something you just go for twice
also,
in one day.
Why are your events not planned so that you do your 2 events in Seoul, then you go and do your 2 events in Busan? You know,
Yeah.
like why? Are
the thing is though that's they can't tell the event planners when to plan their events. The event planners can basically tell you when they want you, and if you can't make it when they want you, okay, cool. We'll just get the other girl group. We'll just get the other girl group that's nearby, because we're not talking about. Here we've talked about these girls, these groups that are bigger groups, speeding. But we're not really talking about the people that are in danger here. We're not talking about the senior Shides because they don't have to care about this. Even like, the Karas and the T-Aras, they can have a little leeway. But we're talking about the lesser known groups, the Minxes, kind of the bad kids, the Spikas of the world. The Nugus, the ones that aren't the big groups that are out there trying to make a name for themselves. They know that they can call these groups and say, well, we need you to be here. All right, you're 4 hours away. Well, we need you 2 hours. So, you're going to have to get over here. It's like, and if they say no, all right, cool. We're going to call this other girl group. All right, bye. And then that's it. Like, they have the power to just say that. Because of how the industry works, it's kind of ridiculous, and it's something that we've screamed to our face turned blue about this so much. In fact, I named our last episode Kaz and PD's rant about the industry again, because that was a huge part of last week's episode. But it's just so many reasons to do so, and it's one of the big things that is worrisome about the industry. I don't know. I haven't let you talk that much. So, what are your thoughts?
I mean, no, it's the reason part. I mean, it's one of those things where it has to have been known that it has been going on, right? Mm-hmm. There's no way around the fact that people don't know that this has been happening, but because of recent incidents that have occurred and are continuing to occur to a certain extent and has been brought to light, I think that inevitably forced a crackdown on the way these things are being handled, like kind of anything in the world, where you kind of give people leeway with something until something bad happens, right? So just without mentioning it over and over again, we know the bad thing that happened. We know the other bad things that have happened and the accidents and these things. And I think at that point, you force the hand of the law to go, we have an understanding of why these things are happening. And we've kind of gave them leeway with them before, but now with such a focal point on it, we have to crack down. Mm-hmm. And that is exactly what this looks like. in that eye from the law perspective, and you gave a great eye as to why these things happen from the industry perspective of you have to kind of do these things to keep up, but from the law perspective, it's one of those things where it's like, you know what? Okay, we kind of understand. You gotta do what you gotta do to get to event, blah 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 blah.
But you're not the only ones on those roads,
Right, and I think initially it was one of those things where it's like, we'll give you a little bit of fluff. We'll give you a little bit of room to maneuver. But then you have things that happen, accidents and all those kind of things, and it draws that focal point on why did that happen? From the public. So now you have the law like, crack that whip, we're going to do something about it because we gave you that leeway and bad things happen. We can no longer give you that leeway, and.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully this does some stuff. I mean, it like like at the end of the Sage and Junkie article, that there either has to be a big change in company thinking and and how things work, or somebody in an oversight capacity has to kind of look at these things and look at how these events are scheduled and planned. Even with the consideration of, yes, there are cancellations and sometimes you have to fill a spot like last minute, but there has to be less of a pressure put on these groups to do ridiculous things like install fake police sirens in their cars to try to make an event. And there's always going to be groups that are going to take that risks. Like we know, Girls' Generation don't have to care. They don't care. But the lesser groups are out there, struggling. Even the Dal Shabets of the world, all of them, they're struggling. So that they're gonna take those risks sometime, and sometimes those risks don't work out. So somebody has to take some consideration.
And I mean, it's taken pretty seriously, but there is some pretty funny comments down here, and one of my favorites is look forward to strict government regulations leading to managers flying idols in on helicopter and dropping them paratrooper style onto the stage.
Nice.
And then the next comment, that's Crayon Pop's next concert.
Yeah, this is like the paratrooper. That's their next concept, the paratrooper style. It's like,
yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. Of course, and it involves a picture of Hyorin laughing, which that makes the whole world a happy place.
Yeah, and I think that's a good place to take it, as serious as it is, and as much as the public eye is definitely on, like I said, more and more as we go through these things that me and PD have talked about the way the idols are treated and the weird shady things that go on. Like, the public eye is starting to focus more and more on those things, and they're starting to dial in more and more on those things, and it's going to force change one way or another. And it may even mean a change to how you're used to enjoying K-pop. It might mean that, because it might change scheduling. It might change regulation. There might be regulations on how much people can perform and all these other things. So it's going to show for some people what kind of fan you are, because there could be some good and some bad depending on how you want to look at it. So you just gotta go out, support your groups the same way you always have been, but definitely look in hope for good change to come.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Good change to come. I mean, again, with all of this, money really is what talks, and all in the end, it could all be for nothing, and people can be silenced. But in the end, hopefully, some good changes will come. And yes, I did just bookmark that Hyori and laughing GIF for future usage. That's just how it works. And we can end it on that. Was another fine episode of Hallyujuku for us. Kaz, what is going on in your neck of the woods?
Most of this, learning how to use that a lot better. So when I'm going to whatever convention is next, that's going to kind of be my thing. So definitely, like a new thing to check out. If you've followed anything I've done, you've seen it before, but go over to the website 500px.com and go to /King Kaz, where you're going to see a lot more focus on my cosplay photography and all that stuff. I've been looking for a good home for just my photography, and I think 500px is going to be that place over DeviantArt. I've already kind of put some photos up there, and I've already kind of felt shame of looking at a lot of the great landscape photography that's on 500px. But yeah, that's going to kind of be the home for me advancing myself in photography and doing all those things. So that's kind of the thing that I kind of want to look at.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you can find me at PD Rave. I'm going to be doing a lot of the same old things with this and the other shows. You can find all of them. You can find this show at hallyujuku.com or, easier website to share, kpoppodcast.com. Follow us on Twitter at hallyujuku. You can check out all the other shows at rebelli.net. Same stuff. iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube now, subscribe to us, anywhere you would like, where is more convenient to you. And share us, like us, subscribe to us, give us some reviews, give us some feedback. But that's it. Until next time, hasta los huevos. Fighting.
Konnichiwa.
Annyeong.